Alright guys, big drama across the MMA world right now. Khamzat Chimaev is firing back at Gordon Ryan after some very public advice on how to beat him. Johnny Walker is going off on his own brother, and Colby Covington is eyeing a wild White House showdown. Let's get into it. We're starting with some serious family tension involving Johnny Walker. Things got heated after his brother, Valter Walker, competed in a grappling match against Zion Clark. After the match, Valter called out Johnny for not showing up to support him and didn't hold back. Valter even went as far as suggesting they settle things inside the octagon or in a karate combat grappling match.
I'm very upset because I call my brother to come here with me and he don't come. Johnny Walker is not here, he don't come. I wanna smash him, I wanna break his foot, and show for him who is the real Walker. If his wife, let him come. Everybody know his wife, his manager, his wife, his boss. Let's fight for me and smash him in the UFC too. Come to heavyweight, boy. Come to heavyweight, I'll show you who the real heavyweight.
He fired back on social media, saying he was ashamed of his brother for competing in what he described as a mismatch against a disabled athlete. Johnny made it clear he chose to stay home with his pregnant wife, especially after Valter had allegedly disrespected her online. He accused his brother of tarnishing the Walker name and called the match very disrespectful. Meanwhile, in another corner of the MMA world, Islam Makhachev opened up about something surprisingly emotional. Despite becoming a double champion, he admitted that winning his second belt didn't feel the same as capturing his first UFC title.
That fight, I cannot lose. I spent my whole life for that moment, training, whole life. We can even like 15, 20 years, every day, gym, bag, not family, not friends, not go somewhere, discipline. And that fight I cannot lose. And I just put on table everything what I have that night, and I remember that emotion which one I have when he tapped, it's crazy. It's moment when you understood, well done, everything is finished, how many years you spent, how many years you did everything right to become UFC champion, it's the moment. It's the emotion which one I think I never feel before, and I'm never feel again. Like when I become double champ, same things.
He also spoke about meeting former heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua. According to Islam, Joshua asked for permission to use the famous "Send me location" line on merchandise, and Islam gave him the green light, but not before inviting Joshua to Dagestan to sharpen his wrestling.
You and Anthony Joshua were talking about your probably most famous sentence, most famous quote, 2 or 3 years to Dagestan, and everybody.
Yeah, he showed me, he told me, yeah. I want to make t-shirts.
Make t-shirts?
And I said, I'll tell him, okay, I will give you approval, you can make it. And you have to also come to Dagestan to improve your wrestling. This guy is huge, big, very good striking, one of the best boxers in the world. If this big guy improve his wrestling, can you imagine how good he's gonna be in MMA?
Now let's talk about a fight that apparently isn't happening. There was buzz about Manel Kape facing Joshua Van in a title fight, but Kape shut that down quickly. He called the reports fake news and said the UFC had already promised the shot to Tatsuro Tara after his win over Brandon Royval. Kape revealed he was already cutting weight and down to 144 pounds before the promotion ultimately decided not to move forward due to time constraints. Still, Kape says he's staying patient and believes he'll be champion soon. Speaking of comebacks, Colby Covington is targeting a massive return this summer. Despite only one win since 2020 and calls for retirement, Colby says he's negotiating with the UFC to fight on a potential White House card. And who does he want? None other than Paddy Pimblett.
UFC, do you have a timeline for when to go back? Where are you at?
Yeah, I've been negotiating with the UFC for the White House card. That's the one that I want. I told them, like, this is important to my legacy and important to my career. This would be the biggest fight I've ever had. Is to fight on the South Lawn in front of the president would be the greatest honor of my career. So. We're in negotiations right now.
Bro, everybody you could want on this card is asking. Let me get on it. Get on it. Anybody you're thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the fight with Paddy Pimblett. He had shown interest that he might want to come up a weight class to welterweight. He's cutting a lot of weight to get to 155. The kid weighs like 200. He looks like shit.
Yeah.
Even the doctors told him, they're like, dude, your organs are going to fail if you keep cutting to lightweight. Yeah. Like, he's pretty much telling him, like, you need to go up a weight class. So I love that fight. Plus, it's a fight where it's an American versus, you know, a British guy. I don't want to fight an American guy on the American card of the 250th birthday of America.
But Bo Nickel wasn't impressed. Nickel accused Colby of talking trash, then backing away from a potential fight at 185 pounds. He called him out publicly, saying if Colby wants to move up, then man up and fight. Now over in London, Michael Venom Page is facing Sam Patterson, and not everyone understands the booking. After campaigning for top-ranked opponents, MVP ended up matched with an unranked fighter. Daniel Cormier weighed in on the situation. DC suggested this might be the UFC putting pressure on MVP to secure a finish. Page hasn't had a finish since his Bellator days, and if he can't get one here, questions about his ceiling in the UFC might grow louder.
If he was a little bit let down by the matchup. But again, I don't want to be Sean Shelby, because how hard would it be to match up a guy that seems to be so difficult to fight? So now we end up with him versus Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson wins this fight. It's great for him. MVP wins this fight. Then what is next? Because if you can't get a fight after beating Jared Cannonier, I don't know how much easier it's going to get people to say yes to a fight after you fight Sam Patterson. I think it's a little pressure on him to go out there and do something spectacular. Like I said, maybe the fight isn't as high profile, but maybe it's an opportunity for him to do something spectacular. He hasn't had a finish since Bellator. But if he doesn't, then it just kind of follows the path of what his career's been. So I don't know, man. Puts a little pressure on MVP, but just looking at him, he looked a little disappointed that was the fight that he was.
Now let's revisit the Tom Aspinall controversy. After his no contest against Cyril Gane due to an eye poke, Aljamain Sterling made headlines by suggesting the foul might not have been as severe as it seemed. He questioned the situation and said Aspinall shouldn't have said, "I can't see."
I think I'm going to be on the side of Tommy, but I'm not. I'm not in the sense that he posted after the fight his eye, and we got to see the damage, and apparently from what was posted it looks like everything is okay. But I have so many questions, man. He got double zoinked. I get it. But the one that got zoinked the worst, like where it looked like the nail, the middle finger went in a little bit further. He wasn't even complaining about that eye. He was complaining about the other one, which would look to me on camera, the right eyeball. Mind you, the reason why I think this does not look good, and I'm gonna just say it straight, Tommy Aspinall was losing that fight. Right away, the guy is saying, "I can't see." That is the one thing I have to say. Tommy really fucked up. You can't say, "I can't see." We know those are the nail in the coffin to any fight. You can't say that. So if you actually want your 5 minutes to try to recover, to see if you can stay in the fight, you can't use those words. Just say, okay, let me take my time to see if things get better. If guys want to compete, that's what they say. I got illegally kneed, blasted in the head, and I got destroyed on social media for a year and a half. I'm sitting there on the ground and I go, just, give me my time and I'll see if I can recover. And now you have this where it's just like, I straight up can't see. I do feel that watching the fight, there's something to be said that the fight looked like it was starting to get tough. And for those things, it makes me question it. Do I question Tommy and his integrity? No, but I think it makes me question, like, did that hurt as much as you said it did? It makes me wonder.
Months later, when fans resurfaced the clip and criticized his take, Aljo doubled down. He said everything he said was fair and that he never accused Aspinall of faking, just that he handled it poorly. That debate clearly isn't going away. On a lighter note, Dustin Poirier may be retired, but injuries still follow him. Training back at American Top Team, Poirier revealed he broke his pinky toe, the same toe injury that forced Conor McGregor out of UFC 303.
It hurt, but I'm gonna do it for camera. Y'all ready? What do we got?
And now, the headline story. Gordon Ryan recently appeared on Mike Perry's Overdogs podcast and broke down how fighters could potentially neutralize dominant wrestlers like Khamzat Chimaev and Islam Makhachev.
He escaped and actually reversed Khabib like 3 or 4 times with Granby's, where he would go to ice and Khabib would go into a rear chest lock and put him down and he would Granby out. You see everyone tries to do one Granby, like DDP versus Khamzat. You saw DDP try to do one Granby and Khamzat followed and would cover his hips and keep him broken down. But the integration of heisting back up to your feet, and then when the guy goes, because their whole thing is they take their hands up nice and high behind your arms. They go into rear chest locks and they put your hands back on the ground. So every time you try to get up, your hands go to the floor, so you're carrying their body weight, and you can't stand up to start breaking their hands apart or to turn around and hit them. Because they can hit you because your hands are on the floor, well, their hands are on you. So they can hit you, but you can't touch them. And so the combination of heisting, when his weight is leaning back, and then when the weight goes to lean forward towards your hands, and he goes to drive forward towards you, going into Granbies and using a series of Granbies and heists to get up and away, is like the best combination. And then throwing submissions in there where like you can roll to leg locks off of those Granbies, or like, you know, use it to go to triangles, things like that. But using a combination of heisting, rolling, and submissions is like the way to beat people. People either just go into heists or they just go into rolls. They don't really chain them together.
Khamzat didn't appreciate it. He responded bluntly on social media, calling it big bullshit. When Joaquin Buckley offered to bring Khamzat onto the podcast to discuss it further, Chimaev declined with another sharp response. And that's where we'll leave it. If you enjoyed the update, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for more daily MMA news. Catch you guys in the next one.